There may be bigger collections of vehicles in Australia, but the York Motor Museum has the distinction of being the oldest and most successful private collection in the country. The museum owes its existence to Peter Briggs and James Harwood. Peter had been a motoring enthusiast and was involved with local motorsports. In the 1960s, he won the MG Car Club Annual Championship 3 times, and in 1970 became the WA Touring Car Champion. In 1968, Peter purchased a 1925 Rugby Tourer. Then came a Cooper Climax and an MGTC. In 1964, James Harwood sold his Stirling Highway property to Atwood Motors and became a broker in vintage cars and aircraft. By 1979, Peter had added to his collection of vehicles with a G Allard, Triumph Gloria and an Invicta. Storing these vehicles was becoming more and more difficult, and that was when James suggested setting up a motor museum. The location thought best was the lovely historic town of York, just an hour's drive from the sprawling city of Perth. York had the perfect ready-made atmosphere for the museum, and after finding a suitable building, the museum was opened in December 1979. This coincided nicely with the 150th anniversary of the settlement of WA. Just 4 years later, the museum received its first official recognition, and it was awarded with the Sir David Brand Award for Tourism. Quite an achievement after such a short time. James Harwood was the curator of the museum from 1979 till 2000, when the role was taken over by Peter Harbin. Peter continued in the role for the next 15 years. When Peter Harbin passed away, Peter Briggs decided that the time had come for the museum to be handed on to a new owner or organisation that would keep the place going well into the future. In 2017, the museum was purchased from Peter by the Avon Valley Motor Museum Association, a not-for-profit community group that is dedicated to the continued maintenance and operation of the museum. Sadly, Peter Briggs passed away in 2022, but he has left the state with an enduring legacy of beautifully restored vehicles displayed in what has to be the best possible location for such a collection. There are 3 main display areas in the museum. 2 are for general display, and 1 is dedicated to the history of motorsport. Over the years, a number of vehicles have been donated to the museum, and a list of the kind donors can be found on the museum's website. The museum's popularity has remained high, and is one of the main tourist attractions located in York. The museum is open daily, and it only closes on Christmas Day. Although I never met him, I owe Peter a debt of personal gratitude, it seems, as he helped to get the Matilda Brewing Company going, and they produce my favourite beer, Redback. Peter's personal story is an interesting read on its own, so I will leave a link to a website that details his life in the description below.